Could we do a quick interview with you? If you have no objections. If you do, no problem.
We're just from Sydney.
All right, we're not
we
filming.
might put it on YouTube though, if it's okay with you.
Yeah, I have no problem talking to people. I know you guys are here kind of trying to debunk and
Well,
kind
a
of
little, maybe. Yeah.
Well, I'm not afraid of that. I don't mind.
My name's Andrew, by the way.
My name's Luke.
How do you do, Luke? Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
What brings you here today for this conference?
Don't do this.
Huh? Don't do it?
Are you a speaker? Are you actually going to talk?
Yes, I am going to talk.
Well, you can
How
talk
much
if at
does
least
it
you
cost
have
me
the
to come
right.
inside here?
I'm not in charge. I'm just here speaking.
No, but what are you speaking about?
Speaking about a lot of different things. I'm here. I'm actually from New York City.
Yeah.
I know, a large number of the victims' family members, a large number of the rescue workers.
Yeah.
And I'm here because my organization does a lot of charity work. And we raise money for sick and dying 9/11 first responders. Over 50,000. Over 50,000 rescue workers who are, I don't know if you want me to speak here, who are sick and dying.
Can I ask a question? Why is 85% of the literature of Islam actually printed in America? And tell me, man, why the symbol? Tell me why the symbol. Tell me why the symbol
What
of
are you
Islam.
talking about?
Tell me why.
Excuse me, come on, I'm trying to talk to these
No,
people.
1 second, just 1 second. Tell me why the symbol of Islam is actually thousands of years old. And you have a look at it, it's representative of the
Because
God.
the Freemasons control the world. Put your
Yeah.
mind at rest. The Freemasons control the world.
You think you're telling me something I don't know?
I don't believe in that shit, but anyway.
Just again, my organization, we raise money for sick and dying police officers, rescue workers, construction workers who were lied to by our government on 9/11, who were told the air was safe to breathe when it wasn't. So I'm here to kind of show people and demonstrate how one person can make a difference, how we could raise money, we could lobby in Congress and Senate, and help out those people in need.
Because it was a tragedy, and we got to remember the people that died in a tragedy.
Very much so, and a lot of the victims that I know personally still have a lot of pain around that day. Some of them don't want to talk about it. Some of them want to scream on top of their lungs that they want justice and they want their questions answered. And it's mixed reaction, and it's very tragic. It's a very sad, depressing thing that happened to our country, my country, America. And
Absolutely.
we just,
No.
So, with the quality of the air, I mean, I've heard, I could be wrong, of course, that the workers working on the rubble pile were told that they would need to wear, protective face masks and that kind of respirator gear and stuff like that. Is that true or is that not true?
The facts of the matter is, my friend David Miller. He was part of the National Guard. He had a hazmat suit ready to go for asbestosis and all these other hazardous things. They told him, no, don't wear that. They gave him a mask, but what mask did they give him? They gave him an equivalent of having paper or tissues over it, a paper mask. That paper mask is not going to stop asbestos. And it's not going to stop all those hazardous chemicals from the cataract tubes and those computers, from all that dust and all those horrible chemicals coming into your lungs. And it takes 1 nanoparticle of asbestosis to create lung cancer. Now these buildings, they weren't totally full of asbestos, but they were about 3/4 filled with asbestos. Because as they were building it, they found out it was...
and no doubt there was lots of other toxic chemicals in the rubble.
And people are still dying from September 11th. Let's not forget.
My friends have died. Greg Bell, there's other people like James Sadroga. Just a couple weeks ago, I went to a funeral for John McNamara, a firefighter who gave his life to this country trying to rescue people, who was lied to, and then denied help by the same government and the system he was trying to protect. And my organization fights for people like that. We help them pay their medical bills.
It sounds very laudable, and I'm glad that somebody's out there fighting.
Columbus never actually discovered.
Columbus, can you please?
Columbus never actually discovered America.
Yeah.
Columbus never actually discovered America.
This crazy as a cook.
Columbus never actually
You get them everywhere.
America, man.
You got different fringe and different,
History has been
So
Your causes are to be applauded, definitely, if you're there to help the people.
on the other hand, are you still are you with Richard Gage in the theories of bombs in the towers and things like that?
One thing I know also a lot of survivors like William Rodriguez. I don't know if you ever heard of William Rodriguez.
The janitor.
Craig Bartmer, John Schroeder, Kevin McPadden, and a large number of other people, Philippe David, that I've known and met personally, that lived through and survived these attacks. Now, what they went through, what they survived, does not add up to the official story. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was thermite or thermite. I know that what we're being told is different from what the people who lived through it were told, and that's
what we're being told now is also different from what William Rodriguez was saying at first. You know, he's changed his story several times.
I'm not really aware of that per se.
Yeah.
But one thing I do is I not only talk to Willie, but I talk to other people that met Willie within that day. Like I met a firefighter.
I have no doubts that William did some very heroic things on that day. From what I've read accounts of what he did, and leading the firemen through the building and stuff
crazy
like that.
story is I actually reunited William Rodriguez with a firefighter that he saved.
Yeah.
And the firefighter, before even speaking to Willie, collaborated almost everything that Willie told me. So is on record saying.
So William's saying that there were bombs in the basement of the town. Is that right?
What William specifically? I mean, I'm not William. I can't speak for him. He hears a big boom, a big explosion, and then his friend Philippe David comes up from the subcellar basements with his skin coming off and holes in his face.
Yeah.
And then he hears the plane hit the building. People can make that up into whatever they want, but the fact that it wasn't addressed by the commission, or that the fact that he went to all these agencies trying to tell us.
Well, you know that sound will travel faster through steel, through a solid medium, than it will through air.
That's
So
true.
he's like 90 stories away from where the plane hits.
Yeah.
He hears the plane hit through the conduction of the steel.
Yeah.
Sees the results of a jet fuel explosion in the basement.
So you're saying that the jet fuel from all the way on the 90th floor went all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah.
How would you explain that?
Well, the lift shafts, or the elevator shafts, went all the way.
No.
There were various lifts that stopped at different floors.
No, with all due respect.
But the shafts went all the way through the core from the top to the bottom.
I remember visiting the World Trade Center towers and looking at the mess. There was not one elevator that goes all the way up and all the way down.
No, but the shafts that those elevators travelled in went all the way.
You go up to the 15th floor, you have to walk, and then there's another shaft. There's not one complete shaft that goes all the way down and up.
Well, there were shafts that went all the way up and down. I've seen the plans.
We would have to look at the architecture diagrams because I remember seeing them, and it stops at the 15th.
Yeah, what you've seen is a diagram of how to catch the elevator to various floors.
Yeah. I know there's certain freight elevators, but even like say the plane hits, there's a big explosion. I don't know. I'm not a theorist. I'm not a scientist. I'm just talking about this because this is interesting stuff that needs to be talked about anyway.
Yeah.
There's a big explosion. The jet fuel, it explodes. What would make a large portion of the jet fuel not explode with the big fire point and go directly down? And then what would make it explode when it's directly going down?
Well,
that to me doesn't make sense.
Well, I'm not a scientist either, but the way I understand it is the initial fireball burns up the oxygen that's in the air there, and there's no oxygen.